Policy number, tell me.
2110.
It has a typo.
It says 11.
It's 11 members. Of course, it was revised in 2019, so I don't know.
Ready? Ready? Good evening, all, and Happy New Year. I'd like to call the Nash County Board of Education's January meeting to order.
All righty. At this time, we are going to call for nominations for chair and vice chair. Board Policy 2200 states that the superintendent will conduct the election of the board chair. Pursuant to the policy, nominations do not require a second. If more than one person is nominated, the board will vote on nominees in order of nomination. Consistent with the board's historical practice, the vote will be conducted by a show of hands. If any board members are participating remotely, I will ask that the individual have their video on and raise their hand or vote by saying A for their selected nominee. I don't believe we have anyone remote, do we? So are there any nominations for the office of board chair? Franklin Lamb. Any other nominations? Dr. Washington. Are there any more nominations? If there are no more, the nominees, those in favor of Franklin Lamb, raise your hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 for Mr. Lamb. Those in favor of Dr. Washington, raise your hand. 2, 3. Franklin Lamb 5, LaShonda Washington 3. Mr. Lamb is elected chair. Congratulations, Mr. Lamb. I believe, Mr. Lamb, you'll be doing the vice chair.
Okay, this time I'll take recommendations for vice chair.
I'd like to nominate Dr. Washington.
And I would like to nominate Chris Bishop. All in favor of Dr. Washington, raise your right hand. 4. All in favor of Chris Bishop, raise your right hand. 4, 4. Okay, we have to repeat until we have a vice chair. All in favor of Dr. Washington, raise your right hand. 4. All in favor of Chris Bishop, likewise. Round number 3. All in favor of Dr. Washington, raise your right hand. All in favor of Chris Bishop, raise your right hand. 4, 4. Jason, do we keep on? Yes, ma'am.
Is it a possibility that this could be tabled? We have several board members that are not present. Would that possibly make a difference if that were tabled into the next meeting? Is that a possibility?
Policy. Can we call them and get a vote? Nobody on Zoom, right? That's good.
Somebody's on hold.
You don't have anybody on Zoom? This time I'd like to call a recess. All in favor, raise your right hand. Motion carried. like to call the recess meeting back to order. I will take nominations for vice chair. I would like to nominate Chris Bizzard. Any other? Yes, sir.
When the, just from a point of order, the board recessed, you were in the process of voting. Are you now calling for a new round of nominations?
We're going for a new round of nominations, the whole kit and caboodle for vice chair. I've got a nomination for Chris Bizzard. Are there any other nominations? All, yes, sir. You got another I nominate Chris Bizzard. No more? All right. All board members that are in favor of Chris Bizzard, raise your right hand. Looks like a unanimous vote. Now we're down to the Pledge of Allegiance. Could I ask everybody to stand? I pledge allegiance to the flag
of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thanks, sir.
This time I will entertain a motion to adopt the agenda.
So moved.
Moved by-
Second.
Motion by Ms. Chavis, second by Dr. Washington. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed likewise. Motion carried. This time I would like to suggest a motion to approve the meeting minutes.
Mr. Chairman, I have reviewed the meeting minutes, and I move to approve.
Second.
I have a motion by Dr. Washington, second by Dr. Chavis. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed likewise. Recognition. Dr. Ellis.
Good evening. Tonight, the district recognizes teachers and principals who have exceeded growth for the 23-24 school year. In North Carolina, EVAS, known as the Education Value Added Assessment System, is a statistical tool used to measure the impact of educators, schools, and districts on students' academic progress. When a teacher or a school exceeds growth according to EVAS, it means that students demonstrated more than expected academic progress. Students taught by our all-star teachers and led by our all-star principals made academic progress significantly higher than the growth predicted by the EVAS model. In summary, these teachers and the principals leading these teachers knocked it out of the park. So tonight, we celebrate these teachers and principals for this accomplishment. We will begin with our all-star teachers. Teachers, when your name is called, please come forward, take your envelope, and then proceed to the front to take a group photo at the end. Staff members will be available at the designated area to guide you. To begin our all-star teacher celebration, Jessica Bland. Jennifer George. Both of these teachers represent Bailey Elementary School. Dwayne Johnson. Blair Thomas. Carrie Valkovic. Chelsea Wiggins. These teachers represent Benvenue Elementary School. Elizabeth Godwin. Michelle Jackson. Amanda Lancaster. Lindsay Murray. Lauren Williams. Amy Worrell. And Elizabeth Zakan Sparks. These teachers represent Coopers Elementary. Christian Jones. Kendra McDaniel. Carla Reynolds. Lori Sanchez Mendez. These teachers represent Inglewood Elementary School. We will now turn it over to Mrs. Monique Hargrove Jones, who is the Executive Director of Elementary Education.
Christine Estropegan. Maria Rique. Jessica Bandine. Jessica Joyner. And I'm sorry, those first three teachers represent Edwards Elementary. Lucretia Kennan. Latasha Lee. Mary Warren. Those teachers represent M.B. Hubbard Elementary. Rebecca Barnett. Tammy Royster. Those teachers represent Middlesex Elementary. Amanda Bozeman. Bethany Brantley. Sylvia Halter. Those teachers represent Nashville Elementary. Now for Red Oak Elementary. Kelsey Burgess. Melissa Flincham. Samantha Joyner. Victoria Mason. Bethany Patterson, Anna Robertson, and Deborah Vance. Winstead Avenue Elementary School, Ivana Castano Casas, Denise McGrath, Robin Miller, and Lindsay Nowell. We will now turn it over to Mr. Jeff White, Executive Director of Secondary Education.
First teacher from Edwards Middle, Holly Pate. Teachers from Parker Middle, Chevanice Hutchinson and Kimberly Saraki. Now from Nash Central Middle, Larry Black. Quaisha McNeil. And Shannon Sharon. Red Oak Middle, Melissa Goodwin. Kimberly Parker. Shaquita Small. Samantha Spain. And Mary Therian. Rocky Mount Middle School, Shanika Bratz. Rennie Tucker. Michael Ellis. Tara Finn. Melissa McDonald. Amanda Moss. Amanda Porter. Brian Powell. And Megan Robbins, all from Southern Nash Middle. Now I'd like to turn over to Mr. Chad Thompson, our Executive Director for CTE.
Representing Nash Central High School, Leonard Allen. Tiffany Jenkins. And Willie Langley. Representing Northern Nash, Shelley Bird. Brandon Clay. And Jennedy Clayton. Representing Rocky Mount High School, Tabitha Edwards. Early College, Tabitha Edwards. Amy Kirkwood. And Dimitri Moss. Now representing Rocky Mount High School, Diane Reddick, Early College, sorry. Allison Gerard, Rocky Mount. Tara McDonald, representing Southern Nash, Nick Finch, Zach Foster, Christina Griffin, Brooke Larson, Ruben Ledbetter, Lysandra Mejia, Christy Messer, Rebecca Moore, and Michael Simonoff. I'd like to turn it over now to Dr. Leondas Farrow, who will recognize our principals that meet and exceed growth.
Good evening. Principals, when your names are called, please make your way to the front for recognition and then make your way to the cafeteria for a group picture. Bailey Elementary, Alan Michael Wilson. Coopers Elementary, Courtney Land. Middlesex Elementary, Ginger Carey. Nashville Elementary, Quentin Mangano. Spring Hope Elementary, Christopher Jones. Rocky Mount Middle School, Dr. Leon Dupree. Nash Central High School, Dr. Jonathan Tribula. Rocky Mount High School, Kill Dawson. Southern Nash High School, Dr. Hugh Scott. Nash Everywhere Digital Academy, Kevin Shackelford. And those were our principals who met growth. And now for our principals who exceeded growth, Benvenue Elementary, Kristen Tedford. City High School, Kim Rasco. Inglewood Elementary, Jessica Daltridge. Edwards Middle School, Vanessa Love. J.W. Parker Middle School, Dr. Timothy Mudd. M.B. Hubbard Elementary, Chastity Whitaker. Nash Central Middle School, Craig Tefford. Northern Nash High School, Nelson Johnston. Nash Rocky Mount Early College, Dr. Thomas McGahey. Red Oak Elementary, Allison Williams.
Red Oak Middle, Michael Gerard. Southern Nash Middle, Sonia Horton. Tar River Academy, Melvin Ballard. We will now turn it over to our superintendent, Dr. Steve Ellis, who will give us our closing words.
So I was going to congratulate, well, I guess I got the closing words. I was going to congratulate, but they're all out there. So I'm going to run and take a picture with them shortly. But what I do want to say, who visitors are here, we used to do this. We probably started 3 or 4 years ago, and we had about a handful. And I told someone it would be my dream to have a bigger venue to celebrate all these recognitions of teachers and principals. And I'm telling you, we have over about 120 that were recognized tonight. So thank you for being here to recognize them, and hopefully next year we'll be in a bigger venue. So thank you.
We can acknowledge Commissioner Davis's presence. He does do donations, but you can do it, because he wouldn't take a picture with him, or you just gonna wait. Oh, it's in Singlewood. Okay. So you wanna say, while we wait for Dr. Ellis to return, we, just say, while we wait.
To recognize our county commissioner here tonight, Mr. Robbie Davis. Thank you for attending. We're at the public input section now. Public input. Each month, a part of at least one regularly scheduled board meeting will be set aside for citizens to address the board through public comment. A sign-up sheet will be available in the communications office for any individual or group to indicate their desire to address the board. The deadline is noon the day of the board meeting. Any individual or group can sign up by appearing in person or by calling the superintendent's office. The chairperson will decide the amount of time devoted to public comments. The superintendent shall develop additional procedures to ensure that public comment sections proceed in an efficient and orderly manner. Board members will not respond to individuals who address the board except to request clarification of points made. Except in cases of emergency, information received during presentations will not be acted upon at the time it is received. It will take a unanimous vote of the board members present to take action on a presentation considered to be of an unusual or emergency nature at the time it is presented. Disruptions by any person, or persons of a public meeting will be subject to action in accordance to GS.143-318.17. If the board does not hold a regular meeting during a month, the board will not provide a time for public input, public comment at any other meeting during that month, unless a majority of the board votes to allow public comment at the meeting, unless the purpose of that meeting is a public hearing. Tonight we have 3 speakers. Jim Lafser,
Thank you for hearing me. To be blunt, this is an insult to me to have to be here. My grandson attends Red Oak Middle School. He's a special needs child. He's assigned to a bus, and he has a scheduled bus stop and a scheduled bus time. However, I first started saying 2 or 3 times a week, we don't get a bus. I was being kind and I was being polite at that point. I'm not going to be polite anymore. I want to read to you from your manual that y'all approved for school year 24-25. Buses break down, roads are blocked, drivers become ill or have emergencies, but there will always be a bus at every stop. What's that word always mean to y'all? People keep telling me it's my ultimate responsibility to get him to the school. I said, show that to me in writing. Please, show it to me in writing. Well, no one could. I used to be an auditor, so I started hunting. I found it. It is the parent's responsibility to have the student at the designated bus stop waiting for the bus on time. That's it. No asterisks, nothing else. That's my responsibility. That's it. Furthermore, I want to read more. In cases where the regular assigned bus or driver is unable to pick up students, a separate bus and driver are to be dispatched to pick up the students as quickly as possible. I started complaining the first week of school because that week, 3 times we didn't have school. I called those schools. They said, it's your responsibility. I said, no, it's not. I called and left messages for the principal. The principal talked to me today for the first time. He said he wasn't brought into the loop until January 2nd. Come on, people. I wrote my school board member, which I would have voted for to become the head because she responded to me. But I wasn't happy with her first response. I want to read the response I got, but I'm not blaming her. I'm blaming the people she sent it to. There was no time limit. No, it didn't say, and on your sign, it says there's no time limit. I went on, I even checked. I called in and I checked. They said that they will set the time and tell me. They didn't tell me 3 minutes. They said I have a time and they will set it. They didn't tell me. So I'm going to continue. If you want to get a police officer to run me off, you can. I got about 3 more minutes to go.
You got 1 minute to go.
Thank you, sir, because this is kind of important. She will send it to the superintendent to follow up. Thank you for sending it. That was October 4th. I had it set up on October 4th. However, no one contacted me. So I therefore contacted the only person who ever responded to me, and thank you for responding to me again. And that person responded to me that day again. I'm going to read you. Just go down. You will receive follow-up from Dr. Ellis and or his designated after the holiday break. I never received anything from anybody until I called and called and called. And finally, today, I spoke to the principal. Today, the principal, because I called. I swore to God I would never make this statement, but I'm going to make it. Ladies and gentlemen on the board, it is your job. You set the policy, and the policy is great. You did your job, that part.
Thank you.
But the second part is the follow-up. Please follow up and do your job. I will have my grandson at the bus stop tomorrow morning. By the way, I just got a text saying there would be no bus there tomorrow morning, but I'm sure I will do my responsibility. I will have him there.
Thank you. Christy Smith.
Canes are on TV for the first time in 2 months, and I'm here.
Ms. Smith?
I do appreciate y'all.
Chair Lamb, Vice Chair Bissett, board members, Dr. Ellis, good evening. To our newest board members, I'd like to say welcome, and to all board members, happy School Board Appreciation Month. My name is Christy Smith, and I'm the Program Director with LifeWise Academy out of Columbus, Ohio. LifeWise is an organization that offers Bible education to public school students during school hours. It's made possible through the Supreme Court ruling of 1952. As long as it's privately funded, off-school property, and parent permitted. There are currently close to 500 live programs across 31 states in the U.S., and North Carolina has around 5 to 6 counties that are currently taking steps to open programs in their districts. Although LifeWise does not have a live program this school year, in Nash County, my team and I felt like we were here to serve in some way regardless. At a board meeting earlier this fall, Dr. Farrow reported on how stretched the transportation department was, having 25 less bus drivers than what is needed. And he applauded the willingness of the bus drivers to drive, some of them 2 and 3 routes in the morning and afternoon. After this meeting, I could not get these individuals off of my mind and my heart. What an amazing group of people who may at times get overlooked. After this meeting, I could not get these people off my heart, so I approached Dr. Ellis and Dr. Farrow with an idea to host an appreciation event for them in their honor for all that they do. Both Dr. Ellis and Dr. Farrow were appreciative, and I was connected to Mr. Bayer and the amazing Mrs. Morris. When I said that I felt led to do this, which I did, it's truly a leap of faith, because my team and I had no clue where the funds would come from to do such an event, but we were trusting in the one who did. My team and I began praying and seeking support from the community, and that support has been overwhelming. The love this community has for LifeWise, for this district, and for our bus drivers is, in my opinion, unmatched. Businesses, churches, and individuals have not just made this event possible, but they have made it more than my team and I had ever dreamed or imagined. So with this said, Chair Lamb and Vice Chair Bissett, Board of Education members, Dr. Ellis, Dr. Farrow, senior staff, LifeWise Academy would like to cordially invite you to an appreciation luncheon on January 22nd for all NCPS transportation employees. Lunch will be provided by Chick-fil-A, and transportation employees will have the chance to win incredible, and that's as far as I'm going to go. They don't want to miss this, door prizes. Please accept the invitation, and we pray that you take this wonderful opportunity to spend time with those that you serve so faithfully. Thank you.
Thank you.
And if I would have permission to hand you the invitations.
Yes, ma'am. At this time, I will ask the parent, Taisha Lynch, to come down.
I am here as a concerned parent of my daughter, Jayla Britt, who's a freshman at Nash Central High School. Recently, Jayla was attacked by an 11th grade student, and I witnessed the incident through a video recording. After the incident, I contacted the assistant principal to discuss the matter. During our conversation, I was informed by 3 separate adults that my daughter did not retaliate during the attack. Despite this, the assistant principal decided to suspend Jayla for using inappropriate language. I respectfully requested a more thorough investigation into the situation. Following the request, I had a meeting with the principal. During the meeting, I was informed that based on his personal suspicions and beliefs, he would not overturn Jayla's suspension. This decision deeply concerns me, as it is based on subjective judgments rather than concrete evidence. Jayla also requested a meeting with the teacher and school administration as she is determined to prove that she did not fight back during the incident. Her passion for cheerleading is important to her, and she was adamant that she remain nonviolent. Unfortunately, her request was denied with the reasoning that the teacher was unavailable due to an illness. Yet, curiously, a statement from the teacher suddenly appeared afterwards. This is troubling, as I was initially informed by 3 adults, including the assistant principal, that the witnessing teacher had stated that Jayla did not fight back. As a result of these conflicting accounts and questionable decisions, my daughter faced a 10-day suspension. Worse yet, she has been removed from the cheerleading team and is now ineligible to try out next year. This is a significant blow to a young freshman who's never been suspended from school before and is now dealing with the repercussions of actions based on assumptions and beliefs and not facts. I stand here today as her voice. I cannot undo the suspension or reclaim the days that she's lost, but I must express how deeply unfair this situation is. A child's future is being affected by subjective decisions, and this will impact her emotionally, socially, and academically. Jayla has worked hard to maintain her standing as both a student and an athlete, and to have her removed from something that she loves without a fair investigation is unacceptable. I have reached out to administration with no response. So therefore, I respectfully request that the Board of Education reviews this matter and ensure that the disciplinary actions taken are truly justified by facts. My daughter deserves a fair and impartial process just as any student does. Thank you for your time and consideration.
Thank you. That concludes our public input section. Donations, Dr. Ellis.
There are none this month.
Personnel recommendation, Ms. Wallace. Ms. Wallace gave a
Good evening, Board Chair Lamb, Vice Chair Bissett, and present board members. The personnel report has been reviewed and discussed. On behalf of Superintendent Ellis, your approval is requested at this time.
I'll make a recommendation to approve the personnel recommendation.
So moved.
Do I have a second? Motion made by Mr. Bissett, second by Mr. Whitfield. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed likewise. Motion carried.
Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am. Mr. Dunton is not here. Ms. Miller gave us a description of the facility update at our committee meeting. I gave an update of the focus group. The focus group is still working to secure the land and civil engineer report. Student Services and Operations Committee, Dr. Chavis.
Yes, sir. Mr. Chair, we met on January 6th, the Student Support Service and Operations Committee. We had a quorum, we reviewed our agenda, and the minutes were approved. During that meeting, we made presentations regarding the North Carolina School Board Association that occurred in November, and Mr. Zach Gray and I recapped what happened, and we truly urge every Nash County School Board member to plan to attend the next November meeting. We have 4 votes as a board, and we barely had enough to represent our voting power, but we definitely need to have our support there for our board. We learn about things that's going on law-wise concerning education, as well as the opportunity to meet with other board members across the state, vendors, and to evaluate what's worked and what hasn't worked that will save us a lot of money. The investment to attend is well worth it. I gave Chair Lamb an agenda that recapped in detail each breakout session. And we didn't have enough this time to attend the majority, but we did actually get the most reported ones in and report it back during our committee meeting. The meeting was adjourned after these presentations. Thank you, Dr. Chavis. Academic Services and Accountability, Mr. White gave us a report on field trips. They all met board policy. Dr. Mudd gave us a request for research. And Ms. Henson gave us a report of fine arts endorsement.
Both of them need action by the board. I'll make a motion that we accept the overnight field trips and the fine arts endorsement.
Second.
Second by Mr. Bissett. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed likewise. Motion carried. Mr. Dutton is not here today. Dr. Farrow, North Carolina School Board Fall Policy Recommendation. You have any reports on that, Dr. Farrow?
I think he's with that
Outside.
group.
And I'm happy to present this item. Dr.
Okay.
Farrow's probably out as part of the celebration. I'm happy to go to the podium unless you want me to present from here.
You're fine right there.
Thank you. So there are 2 items on your agenda for policy committee. The first is the NCSBA fall policy recommendations, substantive changes. These are policies that are on your agenda for final approval. These were presented for first read at your last meeting. They've sat out the requisite 30 days. Those policies are listed. It's 1310, 2302, 3225, 3227, 3410, 3420, 3460, 4320, 4329, and 4334. I believe the recommendation out of committee was for these to be approved.
I entertain a motion to approve the
Motion to approve.
motion carried. Motion by Dr. Washington, second by Dr. Gray. All in favor say aye. Aye. All opposed likewise, motion carried. You're gonna do the final read also?
Right, so
Mr. Webb?
then the next item, these are your fall policy recommendations, substantive changes that are being presented tonight for first read. So the recommendation out of committee on Monday was that the board accept these and approve them for first reading. That means they lay on the table for 30 days. They'll come back at your next meeting for your final reading.
Okay, therefore, action also.
Move to approve.
Motion by Dr. Washington, second by Dr. Chavez. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed likewise, motion carried. Superintendent's report.
I just want to congratulate those principals and teachers again for their accomplishments for last year. Thank you for your dedication to the system, but also to these students. This month is School Board Appreciation Month, so I want to thank the board for their commitment to serve, and I believe you saw in the celebration, that's what it's all about. So thank you for your commitment. FAFSA Completion Month is this month, and we have an important meeting for high school students at National Community College on January 30th from 4 to 6 about FAFSA applications. And I'll go ahead and read the public service announcement. Due to the weather tomorrow, we're going to be operating on an early release schedule. It's really only an hour early release. City High School and early college will be released at 11:30. All traditional high schools will be released at 1:30. Elementary schools will be released at 2. All middle schools and Tar River Academy will be released at 2:30. All exams will be continued as planned. All after-school activities and events are canceled due to the weather forecast. This decision is made with guidance from the emergency officials, prioritize the safety of our students, staff, and school communities. So thank you.
Chair's report. Dr. Ellis, I'd like to thank you and your staff for getting that information out early today so it does not conflict with the parents' plan for tomorrow morning, or tomorrow afternoon, excuse me. I would also thank everybody for the vote of confidence to be your chair. Dr. Washington, it's going to be hard to fill your shoes, but, we work as a team. We got an easy job. As long as we put students first, none of us can mess up so bad. Other upcoming meetings and important dates. Board of Education Committee meetings, January 27th at 5. February work session, February 3rd at 5 o'clock. February board meeting, Monday, February 3rd at 6:30. And we will meet back, I guess, at the regular in Nashville. I would like to also thank Rocky Mount High School for their hospitality. At this time, I will adjourn the meeting. Thank you.